In this podcast episode, Joe Rogan sits down with Jimmy Donaldson, widely known as MrBeast, to dive deep into a variety of subjects ranging from the challenges and scale of his massive gaming shows to innovative content ideas involving zombie simulations. They discuss the evolution of content creation, the dramatic growth of digital audiences, and the influence creators have on new media landscapes. The conversation also touches on humanitarian efforts led by MrBeast, particularly his work to eradicate illegal child labor in cacao farms and reduce food waste. Throughout the discussion, insights about AI, virtual reality, and future technological landscapes offer a thought-provoking look at where entertainment and society may be headed. Jimmy opens the conversation describing the massive production scale behind his flagship reality competition show, Beast Games. The latest season included participants from nearly every one of the approximately 200 countries recognized by Olympic standards, making it a globally inclusive event with around 1,000 contestants. Casting such a diverse group involves extensive vetting, psych evaluations, and public voting to select participants fairly from each country, ensuring cultural variety and representation. The show is known for its unprecedented scale, staging competitions with the world's largest cash prizes, up to $5 million, and the most participants ever on a reality show. Filming takes place primarily in Toronto, notably within an airport hangar retrofitted into a sprawling production space larger than a football field. The set is outfitted with more than 1,200 cameras, breaking world records in camera usage and cabling to capture every moment from multiple perspectives without scripting or imposing narratives. This approach emphasizes raw, unscripted human behavior, distinguishing it from traditional reality shows that tightly control participants' dialogue. Post-production requires a huge team with over 150 editors working to sift through the enormous amount of footage. Jimmy highlights the significant financial investment involved, including the multi-million-dollar costs of the set, production equipment, and extensive editing capabilities, as well as the logistical challenge of shooting 18-hour days for a full month. The production philosophy focuses on making the best content possible, reinvesting profits rather than cutting corners, thus producing a unique, compelling experience that resonates worldwide. One of the most energetic parts of the conversation revolves around Jimmy and Joe brainstorming a large-scale, unscripted zombie apocalypse reality show. Inspired by classic survival scenarios and popular culture like The Last of Us and 28 Days Later, the concept would place contestants in a huge abandoned city, complete with set dressing, overgrowth, and atmospheric details, to survive nighttime zombie attacks. The guests imagine recruiting specially trained professionals such as Navy SEALs, UFC champions, and survival experts to participate, testing their ability to strategize, collaborate, and defend themselves. Zombies would be played by trained stunt performers equipped with high-end makeup and realistic masks, enhanced by theatrical effects such as glowing eyes to create suspense during the nocturnal scenes. A key challenge discussed is safely simulating combat interactions. They explore options for non-lethal weaponry such as paintball, gel blasters, laser tag-style electronic suits, and even shotguns firing beanbag rounds with body armor protection to simulate kills. This would require carefully choreographed rules to prevent injury and maintain realism without compromising safety. The proposed format involves multi-day challenges during which contestants must complete puzzles, gather supplies like ammo and food, build defenses, and defend a prize pool located centrally within the city. The threats escalate, culminating in a massive zombie invasion, pushing the contestants' endurance, cooperation, and tactical skills to their limits. The idea also includes mechanics to allow eliminated contestants to join the zombies, adding further tension and drama. Both Jimmy and Joe express excitement about the potential for such a high-concept show, emphasizing its unique purple cow nature, something so distinct it would capture viewers' attention globally, especially given its high entertainment value in short social media clips. They agree the huge logistics and cost make it a challenging project, but agree it could redefine reality entertainment. The conversation transitions into a broader analysis of the evolving landscape of content creation. Jimmy shares insights on how focusing intensely on content quality and audience engagement helped him grow into the world's largest YouTuber, with billions of views and roughly 850 million unique viewers in just the past quarter alone. They discuss how traditional TV and streaming platforms tend to be more conservative and risk-averse, cutting budgets and creative risks to save money and often resulting in less authentic content. In contrast, creators like MrBeast operate with a creator mentality, infusing massive resources back into their productions to achieve unmatched scale and quality, which attracts and holds massive audiences. Joe and Jimmy reflect on the cultural shift where content consumption has moved largely from traditional television to platforms like YouTube, TikTok, and podcasting. They note that most people today experience culture in bite-sized clips, often preferring clips or short content over full-length shows or live broadcasts. This shift impacts sports, comedy, and entertainment at large. They also talk about the challenges and opportunities creators face, including how many people now pursue this career path, with millions worldwide identifying as content creators, but a smaller percentage able to make a full-time living. Jimmy stresses the importance of focus, iteration, community, and passion as keys to eventual success, encouraging listeners to embrace persistence rather than expect instant success. The discussion naturally shifts toward AI, virtual reality, VR, and the evolving roles these technologies will play in media and daily life. Jimmy and Joe consider how AI-driven virtual humans are becoming more complex, capable of dynamic conversations and deep personalization. They touch on the potential of AI to mimic human personalities based on large datasets, enabling new forms of companion robots or digital influencers. The concept of immersive VR worlds, akin to anime like Sword Art Online, is also discussed. Future VR setups may be indistinguishable from reality, enabling people, especially potentially those physically incapacitated or elderly, to live lives virtually. Both guests speculate on the societal implications, including addiction, altered perceptions of reality, and how humanity might adapt to these changes. They also touch on the simulation hypothesis, debating whether our universe itself could be a kind of simulation built by advanced entities, and how our understanding of consciousness and reality might be fundamentally limited by our biological senses. Jimmy and Joe touch on the emerging wave of filmmakers who began as creators and are now producing critically acclaimed feature films, especially in genres like horror, where budget constraints favor creativity over special effects. They mention new horror films like Obsession and Talk to Me, created by young filmmakers who transitioned from social media sketches to successful films, illustrating how the creator economy is shifting broader entertainment landscapes. This section also highlights how comedy skits have become unexpected springboards for successful horror directors, referencing work by people such as Jordan Peele. They remark that audience tastes are becoming more eclectic, and creators can no longer be easily pigeonholed into a single genre or style. Jimmy shares his passion for humanitarian causes, particularly focusing on illegal child labor in West African cacao farms. Tens of thousands to over 1 million children are involved in hazardous labor conditions that have persisted for decades, largely invisible to consumers and perpetuated by global supply chains. He describes efforts by his company, Feastables, to ethically source cacao directly from farming cooperatives, paying a living income reference price while auditing and remediating child labor. The work involves detailed community-level case studies where they knock on thousands of doors, track child labor incidents, and have achieved significant reductions, over 90% in some villages within months, by investing premiums and building educational infrastructure, such as schools. The goal is to prove the possibility of eliminating child labor at scale and to push large chocolate corporations toward ethical practices, leveraging his vast audience influence as a platform for change. Additionally, Jimmy discusses the massive problem of food waste in America, where up to 40% of food produced is discarded despite food insecurity. He highlights partnerships with nonprofits and logistical initiatives to redirect perfectly edible food into meal programs, feeding millions and reducing waste sustainably. Throughout the conversation, both guests emphasize mindset and discipline as critical factors for success. They discuss the importance of focusing on the process rather than purely on monetary or fame-driven goals, encouraging newcomers to obsessively learn, surround themselves with motivated peers, and iterate continuously over time. Jimmy speaks about his personal journey, the importance of maintaining low liabilities to take risks, and the role audiences and creators play in an abundant digital ecosystem where collaboration outweighs competition. They touch on how creators have disrupted traditional media by building authentic connections and avoiding excessive executive interference. They reinforce that although many aspire to careers as creators, only a small percentage succeed at the highest level. But the path remains open to anyone willing to invest time and passion consistently. They close by discussing the rapid expansion of content platforms like YouTube, with billions of views uploaded daily and millions of active shows worldwide. The democratization of media creation means knowledge, education, and opportunities are far more accessible than ever before. The guests reflect on how this digital transformation offers unprecedented chances for artists, entrepreneurs, and humanitarian-minded individuals to build careers and drive change. It also challenges older notions of media consumption and production, suggesting that future cultural experiences will be more participatory, immersive, and boundless, with AI and virtual realities transforming the very fabric of entertainment and society. This episode offers a panoramic view of modern content creation's scope and impact, blending in visionary ideas about technology, social responsibility, and the future of storytelling.